Welcome student. I am Assistant Professor Ganesh Dilwale, Department of Physics, Nashik Road College, Nashik. From behalf of Department of Physics, I welcome you to the Physics Department. In this semester, I am going to teach you Physics paper number 2, Principles and Application. Physics Principle and Application. So let's start with the chapter number 1, that is Physics of Atom. So everybody learn about an atom in 11th and 12th standard. The Bohr's theory, Rutherford theory, Thomson atomic model. Different model we have already learned. So let's have a brief introduction about an atom. So we will start with the history of the atom. So Democritus was a Greek philosopher who was the first person to use the term atom. So Democritus named the smallest indivisible particle as an atom. He called this theory of the universe, And according to him, all matter consists of atoms, which are bits of matter too small to be seen. So smallest particle in the universe is the atom. And what is inside an atom? There are empty space between the atoms. Each atom of a different substance is different in size and weight and shape. So if you take atoms from different substance, then these atoms are different in size, weight and their shape. Atoms are completely solid, and atoms have no internal structure. So according to Democritus, he was the first to tell about the atom. So atom has no internal structure, but there are lots of many discoveries or lots of many atomic models being proposed by different scientists, and they have successfully tried to find the structure of an atom, what are the different elements that constitute an atom. So we all are going to see in detail in this particular chapter. So the early atom, which consists of composed of a particle called as the electron, proton and the neutron. So what is the electron? So who discovered electron first? J.J. Thomson. He was a British physicist. So J.J. Thomson performed experiments studying cathode rays and discovered that they were unique particle, and later on he gave the name of the particle which form cathode rays as electrons. So electrons are nothing but cathode rays. Proton. And what is the charge of electron? Charge of electron, he found 10 raised to minus 19, 1.6 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. And Millikan, who was successfully found the charge on electron, and he told that the charge on electron is negative and the charge of electron is 1.6 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Protons, next particle. In 1917, Rutherford performed an experiment called as Rutherford scattering experiment, and from that experiment, Rutherford concluded that there is a central part of an atom which consists of a positively charged, and he named that particle as a proton. So inside the nucleus of an atom there are protons, and these protons are positively charged. Neutrons. So the third particle in an atom was discovered by James Chadwick in 1932. So he showed that uncharged particle in the radiation he used. This particle had a similar mass of proton but did not have the same characteristics as that of the proton. Since neutron has the mass equal to that of the mass of proton, and it is not similar to that of the proton, because neutrons are neutral, they are not deflected by any kind of electromagnetic field, but they have certain mass, and the mass is equivalent to mass of proton. So these are the three particles that are being exist in an atom in the early discoveries of atomic model. So J.J. Thomson discovered the electron in 1897, and I have shown the photograph of the J.J. Thomson at the right side. So J.J. Thomson proposed a plum pudding model of an atom. So what is plum pudding model? You can see in the figure below Thomson's plum pudding model. So according to Thomson plum pudding model, the nucleus, the massive positively charged central part of the atom made up of protons and neutrons. So the positive charge particles, they are distributed throughout the atom, and electrons are embedded in the spherical cloud of positive charge. You have seen the watermelon. The watermelon has lots of seed, and these seeds are randomly distributed throughout the volume of the watermelon. So the plum pudding model is exactly similar. So the seeds here is correlated with the electrons, and the red part of the watermelon is the positively charged. So how he stated that the atom as a neutral. So there is an equal number of positive and negative charge. And why the radiation is coming out of the atom? And he told that because of the vibratory motion of the charged particle about their mean position, they are responsible for the emission of radiation from the atom. So these vibrations of charged particle, they are throughout the volume of the spherical cloud charge. What are the drawbacks of Thomson model? Thomson model did not explain the scattering of alpha particle which when incident on the metal foil. Thomson model did not explain the emission of spectral line by the atom. So he just stated that there is a vibratory motion of the charged particle, but he did not explain about the relative intensities of the spectral line, the different wavelengths of light emitted due to vibratory motion of an charged particle. So these are the drawbacks that a Thomson atomic model has. These drawbacks are overcome by the next atomic model, that is the Rutherford atomic model. So let's see the Rutherford atomic model. So Rutherford atomic model and the limitations. So let's see. So Rutherford conducted an experiment by bombarding a thin sheet of gold with alpha particles and then studied the trajectory of these particles after their interaction with the gold foil. So Rutherford performed the experiment. He used a alpha particle, and these alpha particles are emitted by a radioactive substance. So these alpha particles, when interact with the gold atom, then this alpha particle directly interact with the nucleus. So alpha particle is a positively charged particle. It is also called as a doubly charged helium atom He2+. So the particle directly interact with the nucleus, and nucleus consists of protons. So due to the positive repulsion between the nucleus and the alpha particle, so alpha particle scattered in a different direction. And he collected all the deflected alpha particle on the film, and the film is fluorescent zinc sulfide, and he found out the scattering angle. So with the help of the scattering angle, he studied the nuclear model, or you can say atomic model, and he tried to overcome some drawbacks that the Thomson model has. So below is a photograph of Rutherford, who has performed the Rutherford experiment. The observations. Number 1, a major fraction of the alpha particles bombarded towards the gold sheet passed through it without any deflection, and hence most of the space in an atom is empty space. So Rutherford found that most of the space in an atom, it is an empty space, and measure of the alpha particle get transmitted, or it just passed away by the gold foil atom without any much deflection. So he said that most part of the atom is empty space. Some of the alpha particles were deflected by the gold sheet by very small angles, and hence positive charge in an atom is not uniformly distributed. So the positive charge in an atom is concentrated in a very small volume, and he termed that small volume as a nucleus. So nucleus consists of all the positive charge of the atom. That's why we have some alpha particles, they are scattered to a small angle, and the scattering angle vary from 0 to 180 degrees. So the volume occupied by the positive charge particle in an atom is very small as compared to that of the volume of the atom. So below shows a schematic experimental setup of gold of Rutherford atomic model. So you can see here a radioactive substance is kept in a lead box which emit alpha particle. This alpha particle is incident on the thin gold foil sheet. So alpha particle interact with the nucleus of gold atom, and after interaction these alpha particles scattered through various angles, and these scattered alpha particles, they are collected on the fluorescent screen, and by detecting the alpha particles, scattered alpha particles, Rutherford calculated the scattering angle. So with the help of scattering angle, he made a conclusion that most of the space in an atom is empty. Central part of the atom consists of all the positive charge, and the volume of that positive charge is very, very small. What are the drawbacks of Rutherford nuclear model? Since the electron has accelerated in a centripetal force, so it will lose continuous energy and finally spiral down inside the nucleus. Since electron is moving in orbit around a nucleus, and the motion of the electron is accelerated motion, so it continuously radiate energy, and due to radiation of energy, the total energy of electron gets reduced, and ultimately electron merge, or you can say it is collide with the nucleus. And if electrons collide with the nucleus, atom will no more be a stable entity, but practically atom is a stable. It is not losing any kind of instability. So you can see here atom is a stable entity. So electron is colliding with the nucleus. It is not possible. If it is being there, then the atom will no more be exist. So this is the major drawback of Rutherford nuclear model. So we stop here today, and in the next lecture we try to see the experimental view or experimental setup of Rutherford nuclear model and the drawback of Rutherford nuclear model. So we will stop here for today. Thank you.